Yo, what is up, YouTube? I'm Blitz5, and in today's video, I want to talk about Titanfall 2. But more specifically, I want to talk about why Titanfall is coming out next month on October 28th. So obviously, I haven't played the game yet. There's about 40 more days until Titanfall 2 launches. But when I saw that this game is coming out in the fall, I was just completely shocked. So a lot of people know that the fall is the biggest time for video games. I mean, everybody knows the video game industry used to be pretty cyclical, and that means that like it comes around every once in a while. It comes in cycles, and the main part of the cycle is in the fall into the winter period, right? Traditionally, most games come out in November, and then that gives people like who really want the game time to buy them. And then a lot of kids, a lot of video gamers used to be kids. Now it kind of expanded to women and older people and adults and whatever. But a lot of kids play video games, and then their parents can buy them the video game for Christmas or for Thanksgiving or for whatever holiday worldwide around that time. Most countries have some kind of holiday or form of Christmas in December, right? So that's kind of the traditional launch and view of how video games are scheduled. But then you kind of have each company kind of goes back a little bit farther now, So you get people releasing games in October and September. And this strategy has worked really, really well. Back in the day, I remember when Call of Duty was in its heyday, like Borderlands came out in like September and everybody got that game. And it was huge because everybody wanted a game to play while they were waiting for Call of Duty. And it really gave them a head start and increased their sales. So then now you even see that a lot of video game publishers will come out with games in February and March. And then sometimes people will even sneak ones in like May and June. We saw that with like Overwatch and the game that I bought that no one ended up playing that was made from the people from Borderlands. I forget its name already. That's how unrememberable it was, or whatever the right word is. This makes me laugh just thinking about that. And I have a terrible vocabulary, but what are you going to do? So anyways, moving on from that, we've seen games kind of spread out, and that strategy is really, really smart that they come out with games in February and March, because then by then people have had like months to play Call of Duty and all this stuff, and they might be tired of that game, and then by February, March, they're ready to spend another $60, and they might be burnt out on that game. So that's perfect. But this year, you look at it, and this is what Titanfall 1 did originally. They were trying to beat Call of Duty in Battlefield and all these first-person shooter games, and they released on March 11, 2014. That's Titanfall 1. And a lot of people bought that game. I remember all of my friends, including myself, bought that game, but I was overall, like, I didn't love that game, but I don't know if we're going to be talking about that now. But anyways, it was a good strategy. But now, look at this year. So Call of Duty comes out every November. Everybody knows that. It's coming out on November 4th. So this Call of Duty is definitely going to be one of the shakiest, or have the shakiest launch, I would predict, because it's Infinite Warfare and people are really tired of that. But it's Call of Duty, always a heavy hitter. I'm going to buy the game, and I know a lot of people are as well. But the heaviest hitter out of all the FPS games to be coming out this year is Battlefield 1. Obviously, everybody's stoked because it's going back to World War I. A lot of gamers have been requesting this. I've made a video about Battlefield 1, first impressions video, my opinion, getting excited for this game, all this stuff, which you can check out on my page if you want to. But that's coming out on October 21st, and then the early edition, people will be getting it October 18th. So they have the lead on Call of Duty, and this might actually delay my purchase of Call of Duty. Even though I have money to buy both games, it's not an issue to me. There's just no reason for me to buy Call of Duty if all I'm going to be doing is playing Battlefield 1 2 weeks earlier. So that's pretty smart. Then on top of that, even though this is an Xbox One release only, we have Gears of War 4, which is a huge heavy hitter, especially on the Xbox like franchise Xbox console system. Everybody who plays Xbox kind of grew up with Gears of War. It's like that and Halo to me are the quintessential Xbox FPS games. And this is coming out on October 11th. So you have these three heavy hitter video game franchises. Huge. This is only like the 4th Gears of War game. So it's a pretty big deal as opposed to like the 20th Call of Duty game or whatever, right? You have these 3 games coming out within a month. And then Titanfall 2 is coming out October 28th, which has to be the worst possible date out of all of them, because that's 10 days before Battlefield 1, 10 days after Battlefield 1, let me say that again, 10 days after Battlefield 1, and a week before Call of Duty. So most people are going to be getting Battlefield, and then if you want a futuristic shooter, you're probably going to be getting COD. Let's just say that. And then let's be realistic. There are a lot of fans of Titanfall. People are going to be buying this game, but to me, like if you're a general consumer and you're only looking for one of these, I'm be very surprised if those people will be buying Titanfall 2. And because of that, there is no way I'm getting Titanfall 2. Not just because of the release date, but just because I thought Titanfall 1 was kind of a fail. It was a fun game, but just nowhere near the kind of game that I needed to be playing on a long-term basis. And Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty and Gears of War seem like those games that if you buy them, you're going to just have a better experience. Call of Duty is like the best $60 bang for your buck. You know they're going to always come out with content. It has a great storyline always, and they always have so many things like zombies and different playlists and all that stuff. Call of Duty has so much content, it's ridiculous. You could play just Call of Duty all year round. And then Battlefield, the multiplayer is so engaging that people will spend a lot of time in multiplayer, and Battlefield always has an amazing campaign. It's usually more realistic than Call of Duty, so it's a little bit more engaging, but less content overall than Call of Duty. And then Gears of War, same thing. Campaign is better than all of those games normally, and people really get addicted and are pretty diehard fans of the series, and there's horde mode and all this stuff. So I'm sure Titanfall 2 is launching with a campaign this year, which it didn't with Titanfall 1, but to me it has that representation of not being a single player game, and I'm sure a lot of other people kind of share the same kind of thing. They're not really tied to any story there, like when people with Gears of War are really kind of tied to those characters. And the multiplayer game is just going to be like Call of Duty but with mechs. And just personally, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that buys this game, but to me, I just don't think it's a lot of fun, and I'm totally going to skip it. But the point of this video is just, why is Titanfall coming out on October 28th? To me, this is just a total corporate move. They have no idea what they're doing, and this game is going to be a total failure. I bet it. I bet $60 that it will be a total failure. I'm sure it will sell okay, but it's not going to last very long. People will play it for like a month, and then the user base is going to decline terribly, and then people won't be playing it. This game, totally better if it was launched in September or March or February or June, complete other time. I have no idea why they would do this. If anything, it'd probably be better to launch in August because people are getting so excited watching the trailers for other games that they want an FPS game to play. So I don't know. I don't think this is ever going to change, and it just makes me laugh that people are so stuck in their own they have their head so far up their own ass at these corporations that create these video games that they literally want to stick to schedule. Like Titanfall 2 is like, I'm going to compete with Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. You know what? You're going to fucking lose for your ignorance, and that's your problem. So anyways, people don't have the money to buy all these games, and if you're sticking with Titanfall as your only game this fall, then have fun, but we'll see how long it lasts. So as always, I'm Bliss5. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and peace out.